Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in to the channel today. BD Tennessee checking in. Today I've got a maiden flight on a Freewing F14 Tomcat twin 80mm. I'm going to be going out to the field later today, meeting my friend Anthony B that just got one of the Freewing F14 Tomcats. His airplane's just like you would get it out of the box, paired up with a AR8020T receiver and an NX8 transmitter. Powered with Spectrum 6S 4000 lipos. Today could be very successful or very unsuccessful. Reason why I say that is he's a longtime RC pilot, but he's never flown an EDF. And I know what you're thinking, well, BD, this could definitely go one way or the other. And it can. I'm going to do the best I can on tailoring the controls and stuff for how I think, he would prefer to have them set up being a maiden flight on, something he's not flown before, but try to make the controls feel similar to maybe something else he's flown. And that's a good thing about the radios nowadays is we can change all that stuff around. He said he's downloaded a file. However, I'm going to talk to him firsthand when we get to the field, and we're going to set the plane up for him and try to get some, successful result on the Maiden. That being said, once we get everything done today, if we get more flights in, when I come home later today, I'll do a overview of how today went, anything that we changed, and give you a rundown of everything that went on with the maiden flight and if we get multiple flights in. So stay tuned for the Maiden, and I'll catch up with y'all later today.
Oh, that's amazing. It's cool. Yeah, that's so cool. I think it's more the expo. Flaps are coming full.
Slowing down.
You're slowing down.
Yeah, it's really fast.
Too loose, Hugo. That's sweet? I'm not getting a lot of nose down fight right now. Feeling good.
I think the CD spot on now. I think that little bit of nose down is when you have the gear still down.
Yeah.
I think.
You like?
Looks like it's a little bit that thing.
Oh man, I gotta get used to this. It'll be fun when I get. It's pretty predictable. Yeah. Well, we're gonna find that out next time.
Yeah, it'll go so fast. Like this is like the fastest that I've seen yet.
Here's coming down. Yeah, it'll be real fast.
He's landing gears down, so he's probably losing. Come on, Dad.
Got a little bit of breeze.
Oh. He's too high? No? Yes? No?
Whee!
Oh! Yes!
God, it will not slow down though, will it?
Today we got a successful maiden flight plus an extra flight. I want to say congratulations to Anthony on his first ever EDF maiden and EDF flight. Give y'all an overview of how today went. First flight before we went up, he had the file downloaded in the radio. I looked it over. A couple things I changed. One, I lowered the rates down a little bit. Two, I went in to the rates in Expo and also changed them to individual switches. So the aileron, rudder, and elevator were all on a separate switch. Then I gave an adjustment to the full flying stabs in the rear. They had neutral, maybe a little bit of up, and I gave them a little bit down in the front. So I gave a little bit of up elevator, help it get off the ground, make sure we had plenty of elevator, especially the amount of weight you have on the nose with 2 batteries. And we just got a game plan. Went over to the runway, put it down. You know, we felt good about it. Went ahead and took off, climbed out nice, as y'all seen in the video. We got it trimmed out, then made an approach and came in, kind of walked him through a little bit, but for the most part, I mean, he did a great job even on the first one. Pounced it with a firm touchdown. However, the second one, he saved it and did a really nice job there. Brought the plane back to the bench. A couple things we did. One, we moved the batteries back a little bit. Two, we zeroed out the trim on the elevator and we manually adjusted them. So that way, if we need to add more trim on the next flight, we could, because we're getting towards the end. And it took a little bit of aileron. Also, when it came in, just experience from flying jets, setting them up and watching them how they perform in the sky, I noticed that he was fighting the nose coming in quite a bit. You notice on the front of the plane, the nose was wanting to dip down, and he would pull the stick up or pull the stick down to pull the nose up, and he kept, you know, kind of porpoising coming in. And so he was really having to fight it. So I made the decision to put 5% elevator on takeoff flaps and 9% elevator on landing flaps. Now, there was already around 14 and 19% in there. So it did have up elevator mix from the file that he had downloaded offline to set the plane up. It just needed a little bit more base one on what I seen. So once we did that, we put the plane back out on the runway, used the same batteries, moved them back a little bit, took off. The takeoff was easier, more gradual climb out. Few clicks of trim on the elevator just to get it back to where it was. He said he felt a lot better about the controls on the second flight. Brought it in. You can see the attitude coming in. It was much more stabilized. I mean, it was a stabilized approach. The first one, like you say, he was having a fight with that elevator mix. Brought it in, sat it down really nice, good speed. I mean, it was a, you know, second flight he's had on an EDF and with this plane. definitely paid off. So I want to congratulate Anthony on 2 really good flights today. You know, I definitely hats off to him for being able to control this airplane. Once we got the plane back over on the airplane bench, he looked over and was like, BD, he goes, you got that plane spot on. And I felt really good because, you know, I want to dial the plane as quick as I can because I just felt like we're going to have a much better result and much better success if I can get this plane dialed in 1 or 2 flights. And I typically do that pretty well. However, when you're dealing with a new pilot, new airplane, you know, you got a lot of stuff going on there with all that stuff mixed together with this airplane, and it all just worked out. So I'm really happy for today. And the future flights, we're going to get it dialed in just a little bit more, fine tune his rates, but the plane's pretty much dialed in. And also we're going to sweep the wings back and get it set up that way. So a little bit more fine tuning. If y'all would, go ahead down below, push the like button, give Anthony a thumbs up for his maiden flight and extra flight today. He definitely did a great job. First time flying an EDF and flying a model such as this F-14 Tomcat. If you want to see future videos of maiden flights and flight reviews, go ahead and follow the channel and subscribe. I appreciate y'all watching, and we'll see you on the next one.